Man is close to his goal of visiting all 99 counties in the state, and there are a total of 1,200 towns to make a stop through. Sioux City is stop number 1,145 for Tyler Sullivan. He just has 5 counties left. Sullivan is an avid runner, so he came up with the idea in 2015 to run at least 1 mile in each city on the road map. This is the video of him running in Dallas County just last month. Now, along the way, he's making an effort to stop and see what each town has to offer. He says he hopes to inspire others.
Visit more of your county and more of the counties of Iowa. Every county is special. You know, all the communities help build with that county itself. You don't even have to go far. Even the state parks, we're one of the few states that our state parks are free.
On top of running, Sullivan likes to write poems, and he's writing one about every county and expects to have them published in books sometime this year. Now, the poem about Woodbury County is about the Sergeant Floyd River Museum, and you can follow his journey through his Facebook page, Iowa Scenic Views by Foot. And to note, Sullivan is doing his run in Sioux City this Sunday. He will run a marathon, so he invites any of you who want to join in. He says you are all welcome, but you don't have to run the entire 26.2 miles.